going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Jaime Padilla Show. And this is your host, Jaime Padilla. And today is Sunday, March 29th. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump headfirst into this episode. I'd like to give you all an update on what's been going on with me personally, as a lot has changed since I launched the first podcast 10 months ago. It's been very challenging for me as I take an honest reflection of the past 2 to 3 years of my life. A lot of you that do know me personally already know that 3 weeks ago, my wife, Becca, and I mutually decided to move forward with a divorce. At first, this was extremely devastating to me because I did not realize our relationship had gotten to the point of divorce being the only option. I was not aware for years. I was overwhelmed with discomfort, anger, frustration, disappointment, and guilt to the point that it killed my wife emotionally. I did not understand why I was behaving the way that I did, to the point that I actually locked myself in my own mental prison. Because of all of these emotions I was feeling, I did not quite understand why I felt the way that I did. Having these disempowering beliefs, now that I'm able to humble myself and have an honest assessment of my behavior, I've learned a lot about myself since then. The disempowering beliefs I've once held have wreaked havoc in my romantic and interpersonal relationships with close friends and family as well. Again, I was devastated at first, but now that I have given myself some time to take a look back at my behavior and what it is that I really want for myself, I realize that I have to return to myself. I have recommitted myself to the vitality of my mental health, my physical health. I've recommitted myself to my kids, Sage and Silas, whom I love unconditionally. I have recommitted myself to this podcast because I strongly believe this is my life's work, being able to share with those my personal experiences and share from a right-leaning point of view of what's going on here in Hawaii. Rediscovering myself has given me a renewed sense of determination to truly understand what was limiting me from being able to reach that next level. I don't hold any animus toward my ex-wife. I love her unconditionally. I thank her profusely because sometimes in life, these circumstances have to happen in order to shake things up, giving one a greater understanding of how these disempowering beliefs truly affect relationships, especially if they go unaddressed. I strongly believe that I have the condition of ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I have made an appointment to get a psychological assessment done. Once I get the results from that assessment, I plan on moving forward with treatment, specifically cognitive behavioral therapy. I have been working out every day now. The Nike Training Club app has actually opened up their premium workouts for free due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm taking everything one day at a time. I feel great. I'm rediscovering who I am. I'm reading self-help books, and I'm also getting back to my spiritual self via meditation. I would have never thought that I would be opening myself up to my audience this way. However, I strongly believe that this is necessary and very healthy to show that even people like myself can be fallible. If you do not address issues, life presents to you. Within the 3 weeks we have been apart from each other, I've learned a lot about myself. I'm committed to change, not for anyone else. I'm committed to changing for me. I deserve to live a life of abundance, happiness, and to have the things that this world has to offer. Everyone deserves these things. According to Dr. Melissa Orlov, a marriage consultant specializing in helping ADHD-affected couples, it is not ADHD itself that is likely to end marriages. It is denial of acknowledging that ADHD symptoms exist. My ex-wife tried to impress upon me that I had symptoms that led her to believe that there was something going on with my mental health that I was not aware of. I was in denial, and I took something like divorce. It took something like divorce for my life to be shaken up for me to get to this point of acceptance. I don't hate her for all of this. I thank Becca and welcome this new change. I have proven to myself that I am determined to see this all the way through. I sincerely hope that any of you out there in my audience, that if you're going through a breakup or divorce, you're not in this alone. Divorce can make or break you. I choose for this not to break me. I choose to take this as a valuable lesson, and I am committed to being the best version of myself that I can be. I hope that you all out there can recognize that I am fallible, I have flaws, and I'm making a concerted effort to address and work through them. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative for everything that has happened. I welcome the change. This new endeavor that has given me an opportunity to figure out who I am as a person and what it's going to take for to achieve the happiness that I wish to attain. To my fellow Hawaii Republicans out there, if you too have or are going through a divorce and or breakup, I would love to hear from you, how you've coped and how were you able to bounce back. If you have kids like myself, my youngest son actually took the news of my divorce very well. I'm modeling for him how someone should behave when dealing with a breakup and or divorce. I care about my ex-wife. She was a great influence on Silas's life, and he actually calls her bonus mom. I encourage healthy relationships, even though we are at this point of our lives for divorce, to be the only option. I can still see the silver lining in things, being able to recognize the good with the bad. I do not want to have that dynamic with my ex-wife and my kids change, as she was a wonderful influence on them, and I'm forever grateful for that. This is the type of awareness that I look to impress upon my audience, covering real issues that affect our well-being, and share how we will get through this together. In many cases, people push themselves over the edge when dealing with the loss of a loved one via divorce. However, I choose to take this experience as an opportunity to rediscover and redefine myself. I have rediscovered my love for this podcast, myself, my kids, rediscovering my love for music, breakbeats specifically, and building healthy relationships. That within itself is amazing, a huge transformation in having a different mindset than I had 3 weeks ago. I do understand that 3 weeks is not something that can be permanent, that can permanently change someone. However, I am extremely committed to seeing this all the way through. Because I deserve to be happy, the people I love deserve to be happy, we all deserve to have the success we wish to attain and have envisioned for ourselves since we were kids, right? So, switching the focus onto the Wuhan coronavirus, aka COVID-19 pandemic, has affected me personally and Hawaii as a whole. The city and county of Honolulu has now implemented a stay-home order. Only essential employees can report to work. The DOE has closed schools until April 30th, however, are coming up with online lesson plans to keep students engaged. This pandemic has affected me and the entire country tremendously. I'm a service industry professional having over 15 years of experience with a Cicerone beer server certification, working with a local celebrity Hawaii regional cuisine chef for 5 years. I have lost about 75% of my income due to this pandemic. Times now are uncertain with a volatile economy. If it was not for me always having a second job, I would probably have lost my mind by now. I'm also an employee at UPS. I am extremely grateful to have a job with a company that is considered an essential business. I have an interview today at UPS as there is an open position for me to transfer into the air department as an administrative assistant, which will allow for me to do what is necessary to have this podcast and Cerebro Media, the news organization, fully operational. Going out to the supermarkets has been extremely challenging. I have had to go to 3 to 4 different stores to piece my grocery list together. I'm not hoarding or panicking. I'm only buying 3 to 4 days worth of supplies, eggs, protein, vegetables, snacks, and toiletry. I'm extremely grateful that President Trump has signed the stimulus package to assist the affected Americans due to this pandemic. But there still remains some uncertainty if the stimulus will actually benefit us here in Hawaii due to our high cost of living. Going through this divorce and pandemic forces me to see the silver lining in things, as this is a wonderful opportunity to take a break, have an honest assessment of what is really important to me, and how it all and follow it all the way through. There are hardly any canned goods at stores. Safeway, Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, no pasta, toilet paper. A lot of these grocery stores have changed their store hours to better serve customers so that everyone has an opportunity to purchase these essential items for their families. Some have also begun to ration items as well. Not being able to enjoy happy hour, socializing with friends, go out dancing, bowling, movies, sporting events, and not being able to hit up the gym, which has freaked out a lot of people as their number one source of coping with stress. Again, the Nike Training Club app premium workouts are now free. I highly recommend downloading the app right now and get yourself signed up for a workout program to keep your mental and physical health intact. In my honest opinion, the steps Nike has taken with opening their premium workouts for free has been an absolute game changer in regards to keeping our sanity. Other than that, I'll go ahead and wrap up today's episode of the podcast. Please like, comment, and share with the people you love or hate. I wanted to keep this episode short. However, I believe it was important to give you an honest explanation and insight as to what's been going on, and what I've been experiencing, and also sharing my renewed commitment to things that I truly and deeply care about. You can now find my podcast on iTunes. Search The Jaime Padilla Show. And this podcast is also hosted on Podomatic at Jaime Padilla. That's JaimePadilla.podomatic.com. Thanks for listening. This is Jaime Padilla with The Jaime Padilla Show, and I'll see you at the next episode.